Cast your mind back to your first year of university. Maybe you remember the excitement, new city, new chapter. I remember sitting in a lecture theatre, not understanding what was going on. Going home to an apartment where I didn't know my neighbours, getting grades back that told me I wasn't hitting the mark. I'd left a rural town where everyone knew my name, where I had a community and belonging, and traded it for a city that didn't know I existed. I genuinely asked myself, should I just go home? But I didn't. I asked for help, I changed the way I studied, I kept showing up. And slowly, not quickly, slowly, things started shifting. When most people hear the word entrepreneur, they picture someone pitching to investors, launching a startup. Most tend to think an entrepreneurial mindset only exists within those entrepreneurs. This semester completely reframed that for me. To me, an entrepreneurial mindset is how you respond when things are uncertain, how you keep moving towards something that matters, even when the path ahead isn't clear. It's not a personality type, it's not something a classroom gives you. It's shaped by your environment, your experiences, and the pressures of everyday life. And you don't need to be building a business to use it. That is why it matters, because the ability to sit inside uncertainty, make decisions anyway, and take ownership of where you end up, that is relevant to everyone. This semester held up a mirror, and what I saw was something I already recognised, a way of thinking my life had already been building for years. My nan ran a small business in a rural town. No investors, no business plan, just a problem she could see and a decision to do something about it. I didn't see that as entrepreneurial at the time. I just saw it as her life. I also grew up in a single income household where contribution wasn't optional. You figured things out. You didn't wait for perfect conditions because perfect conditions weren't coming. Working through self-reflection exercises this semester, I started seeing patterns. How I handle failure, where I'm motivated, where I'm not. The answers kept leading back to that history. Suddenly, first year of uni made a different kind of sense. The way I responded to uncertainty, asking for help, adapting, refusing to go home. It came from growing up somewhere where resourcefulness wasn't a buzzword. It was a typical Tuesday. This unit didn't make me entrepreneurial. It gave me the language to understand that I already was. And more than that, it showed me the thinking could go anywhere I chose to take it. But the mirror also showed me something uncomfortable. The same environment narrowed my exposure to professional networks, to rooms where decisions get made. I developed the mindset in some areas without fully owning it in others. This is where I have to be honest. My self-efficiency hasn't come from naturally believing I could do things. It has built slowly, from surviving hard things enough times to trust I'd figure the next one out. But working through locus of control this semester showed me something I hadn't wanted to see. There were places where I was handing ownership of outcomes to my circumstances, telling myself things happened to me, rather than acknowledging the role I actually played. Walking into legal environments, feeling like someone who wasn't meant to be in the room, even when the evidence said otherwise. Towards entrepreneurship specifically, taking that mindset into legal spaces and rural communities, my confidence is a work in progress. But it's grounded in a history of figuring things out, and I'm finally choosing to own that. If you're sitting there thinking this has nothing to do with you, start by looking at where you already came from. You don't need an innovative idea, you need a mirror. Look at what your life has already asked you to figure out. What problem did you solve before anyone taught you how? That is where your mindset lives. And it doesn't matter what you do with it. You don't have to start a business. You just have to be willing to apply that same thinking, resourcefulness, ownership, tolerance for uncertainty, to whatever arena you are already in. Be honest about your blind spots. The same experiences that build your strengths can also limit your vision. Identifying that gap isn't a weakness. Owning it is exactly what an entrepreneurial mindset looks like in practice. That first year, the bad grades, the homesickness, I almost let that be the end of the story. But I didn't go home. That wasn't luck. An entrepreneurial mindset belongs to all of us. We just need to pick up that mirror, own our blind spots, and apply it to the spaces and communities that need it most.